Hello there and happy Friday. I'm continuing on with answering some of your questions from this week about why don't you have a meditation practice, and also just in general kind of busting some myths around meditation. And one of you wrote in so beautifully, I have this stuck concept of meditation that it must be silent and sitting. I wish I had a broader definition that allowed me more interpretations depending on my environment, my body needs, my emotional state, the whole thing. I love this question, and there are so many ways in. First, I feel like it gets right to the heart of one of the myths about meditation, that it's so damn serious and it's so damn monastic, and like we have to be these kind of statuesque versions of ourselves, very, very serious. Look at this. And that's just not the case. I want to simplify the definition of what meditation is. It is the art, the skill, the practice of paying attention, right? And there's nothing about that means that you have to be like stone cold serious and still. You could be actively participating and practicing meditation, doing other things. Like a really simple one, and I love this too because it kind of takes the practice into the wild and on the road, is a walking meditation. And that's not from me, right? There are like so many traditions and places in the world. Like this is an ancient art of walking meditation, and it's a really accessible way in because it gives us something to do, right? Which we're really good at. It also allows us to be outside, which is so good for paying attention. Like there's so many kind of sensory stimuli that can help bring us into the moment when we take our practice outside. So I love that as just an initial, like, why don't you try going for a walk without your phone? Like just start there. So simply. But there is definitely something to be said about seated meditation. And so I'll kind of like join the conversation up there. Like, how can you be practicing something that is silent, or for the most part still, but also alive, right? So there's this like vision of us sitting like so still and so perfectly. I have a blanket on. But your spine, dear one, is always moving if you are breathing, right? If you are breathing in a way that is full and alive. And that, of course, always brings me to the Mary Oliver line of like, are you breathing just a little and calling it a life? So like you can even sit with yourself and practice this kind of like full body spinal breathing, so that as you inhale, and you're paying attention to your breath, right? The rise of your breath, you feel your chest lift, you feel your spine extend up and out. And as you exhale, you feel everything soften back down, right? Inhale, you feel the spine rise and brighten and grow as the chest fills, the torso fills. And as you exhale, everything softens back down to the center of yourself. So there you go. You're sitting, you're silent for the most part, but the breath is animating the whole process. It's keeping you so vividly and presently here paying attention. So that's just a way to take that kind of iconic seated still meditation and bring it to life, right? A hand to the heart, something to do with your hands. It's like when you go to a party, remember those? And you're like, what do I do with my hands? Same thing in meditation. There are wonderful and lovely and specific places that you can put your hands. One of them being just very simply a hand to the heart, maybe a hand to the belly, if you're not holding your phone in it. What else about movement? Yes, movement and meditation. Yoga, right? Yoga, which is why I place yoga still at the heart of 40 Early Mornings, even though it is essentially a meditation program. Every week we get a new yoga practice to work through, because the process of bringing the attention to breath and movement of your body, especially in a gentle way, especially in a well-paced way, this is different, my friends, than like being on the treadmill and like reading or listening to something, right? That's not quite the same like movement and paying attention thing. So we're practicing yoga as a way to like bring us down into the home of our bodies, to use the parts of our bodies to kind of remember our way back to ourselves through movement, right? And that can count as meditation. So simply, so beautifully, so absolutely. I think one of the reasons why I created 40 Early Mornings was to just make people feel like they are allowed in so many ways, through so many pathways, to come back to themselves. And that's truly what meditation is. the art, the practice of paying attention, of becoming awake and aware to your life, right? Because we know what the opposite feels like. We know what the kind of closed downness feels like. So yes, dear ones, take your meditation outside, let it move, let it breathe, and it all counts, which is also why, even though seated stillness practice of meditation is kind of at the heart of 40 Early Mornings, we have so many ways in, right? I give you all kinds of practices because you have to see what fits for you, what feels natural, what feels like yourself, because that's honestly what this is all about. Feeling like yourself, right? Coming home to yourself. So keep your questions coming. If any of this is sparking your curiosity about 40 Early Mornings, the waitlist is open. The enrollment is not open yet. We begin on March 20th, which is just about a month from now. So close your eyes, hand to the heart, take a few deep breaths, and picture how you want to feel a month from now, beginning something that is meaningful and helps you kind of hone that natural skill set of paying attention, because that's really, we all have it, and that's what meditation brings us back to. Keep your questions coming. I love being in conversation with you about meditation and practice and paying attention. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Visit the link in my bio. Send me a message here. I hope that starts to answer more of your questions and peel back these layers of mystery around what meditation is and what it can be for you. Okay, more to come.